On this episode of The Best of Living in East County, we will learn how play-based movement makes kids fall in love with being active. Come check out the Little Gym. I'm inside here of the Little Gym with Director of Operations, Marissa Boston. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me a little bit more. I mean, I've seen the Little Gym several times being in this shopping center, super busy. Tell me how long you guys have been here and a little bit about your program.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jim Lark opened the Little Gym in 2008. He was actually the first one here, opened in 2008. When we started opening the gym, they had dance classes and karate and gymnastics, and I think he found his niche over the last 15 or so years in gymnastics. So that is what we've been teaching ever since.
And what age group do you focus on? I know it's more of a recreational-based gymnastics, right?
Yes. So we actually start at 4 months, believe it or not.
Wow.
You can teach 4-month-olds gymnastics.
Like parents, like mommy and me
absolutely.
Type, or daddy and me?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So 4 months to 3 years, up to 3 years is parent-child classes where the parents go into the gym and they help their little ones do the classes. And then after 3, they start to go into the gym by themselves, and then they age out around 12 years of age.
Well, I'm excited for you to show us around and learn more about the Little Gym.
Fantastic. Come on in.
All right.
So this is our high beam station. In this station, we just like to get the kids comfortable being on an elevated surface, gaining balance, coordination, all of that fun stuff. They love jumping off the high beam.
Yeah, and I'm sure they love
they love the little springy little, we call this Big Blue. They love jumping on this. Yes, absolutely. And then we have our uneven bars. They love to play on the uneven bars, doing forward rolls, all of those kinds of things on the low bar.
Do they typically come here after school hours, on breaks?
So with our parent-child classes, we have morning classes. We also have pre-K classes in the morning. So for our 3-year-olds, sometimes our 4 and 5-year-olds, most of our grade school classes are in the afternoon.
In the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, and then do you have programs, say, for kids that are homeschooled and looking for
We do with Visions and Vista Oaks.
Yep.
We work with them directly. So if your student goes there, you can get vouchers for them, and then we can submit those vouchers for classes.
Perfect. And then you also have events and camps in the summer,
yes,
right?
So we do summer camps in the summer from June to about August. We also have our big fundraising event in June called Mess Fest. It's exactly as it sounds. Kiddos get to come in and make a big mess with paints and bubbles and sand and all of that stuff. And then we also have a Halloween party, which is super, super fun that the families love to come to.
That is fun. What are some of the biggest, I guess, highlights inside here that kids just are really super attracted to?
Okay, so everything in our gym, it's not an octagon, it is a hot dog. Everything has a fun, cutesy name. So behind over here, we have our donut. Right now we have a motor development challenge for our parent-child students. We try to get them to figure out how to crawl through that, and then they come forward here to do a forward roll. They love climbing on these parallel bars. Anything that's a little bit dangerous. Not that it's super dangerous because there's like padding everywhere, but like they love to climb on top of things. So anything that they can climb on top of, crawl through is great for them. They love that.
Do a lot of your instructors have gymnastics backgrounds themselves?
Yes, either gymnastics, cheerleading, even dance. We have a lot of instructors now who are going to school for early childhood development.
Oh, wow.
So they want to become teachers.
So I know you said they kind of age out around the age of 12, right? And I know it's recreational based. What about do you have anything that is more competitive to kind of help with that transition to competitive gymnastics?
So not specifically in our gym. What we do have is something called our ribbon skills. So it does give the students, our grade school students, something to work towards. So our level 1 gymnastics is base foundational skills, forward rolls, backward rolls, handstands, cartwheels, as well as like the base foundational skills on the equipment. And once a student completes that skill mechanically correct, they will get a star. When they fill up all of the categories in that section, whether it's floor, bar, or beam, they get a ribbon. And so we keep track of that, and then they can move up into our next level intermediate class. And when they fill up all of the stars on that one, they move up into our advanced class. Not necessarily competitive here, but we do want them to work for something and feel like they are getting better at their skills. And then also we have students who do really well in that and they decide that they do want to move to competitive gymnastics, and that helps them decide that, you know, maybe like I do need to move to a more—
Gives them a little tip.
Exactly.
I know just personally from my gymnastics background, it's not, it depends, you know, when you're in recreational, it's not so much team-based, but you are learning to, you know, socialize with other children and work together regardless of it, you know, your accomplishments independently.
Yes.
But then you fall in love with being active, right?
Yeah.
Play-based movement. And what have you seen as far as kids and their growth mentally, physically, when they're here in the program?
So for each age group, it's a little bit different. So for our toddlers, I really love watching, even like with our 3-year-olds, a student come in who's like super, super shy and maybe won't interact with the teachers whatsoever. They need their mom or their dad or their grandparent right next to them continuously during the entire class. And then I get them to do something as simple as give me a high five, because we do names and high fives in the beginning of class. And when they make that physical connection to give me a high five, I'm like, oh my gosh, we have come so far. So that's with our toddlers. With our grade school students and even our older pre-K, like our 4 and 5-year-olds, getting them to do something that scared them initially that they wouldn't do, getting them to like break past that barrier, no matter what it is, whether it's like a tummy roll
or a back roll. They're usually scared of one or the other,
Going
right?
upside down can be scary. So like even doing like progressions into handstands or cartwheels can be scary. Getting them to take those steps and do those things on their own is super, super rewarding because they realize that they can do it. And that's super gratifying to see.
Yeah, they have something, you know, and a goal and something to look forward to and accomplish that makes them feel really good.
Absolutely.
And I think that's such an important life lesson too that they learn here in those developmental years,
and even if they don't continue on in gymnastics and they decide they want to go do a different sport, they carry those things with them in everything that they do, which is fantastic.
You know, it's so funny you say it because when my parents, literally my mom enrolled me in gymnastics when I was 2 because I was shy. Not, no one ever believes me, but I was shy. So, and that is really what got me, you know, going and talking and communicating, because I just let my older sibling talk for me, right? And so that helped, you know, develop me as a person too. Even all these years later, many years later, decades later, in fact, I still use those skills that I learned, right?
And I don't think competition is necessarily bad, right? Like getting like a little push to like, you know, be the best.
You earned it.
Absolutely.
You earned it. And a lot of sports these days, especially recreational, you know, baseball and basketball and things, you know, everyone gets an award or everyone gets a trophy or certificate. And there's a time and place for those kinds of things, but to have it happen repetitively when they aren't necessarily working towards a goal or anything,
absolutely.
You know, of course, that's debatable, right? It depends on the situation, but I think that, you know, it's important to have something to strive for and feel good and accomplish.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
So I love that about the Little Gym.
Well, thank you.
I'm here with Megan Bertlow, Program Director here at the Little Gym. If you could share with us all the different programs that you have here and maybe some special programs that are really limited in Brentwood that you guys offer.
Absolutely. So our program starts from 4 months to 12 years old. And while our program is inclusive for all the needs that children experience within each age group, we do have a specific class called Mindful Movers that tailors to our neurodivergent kiddos. And in that, it is focusing on flexibility and allowing them to learn in the way that they need to. It has the same curriculum, just with a different approach. So whereas we might be teaching a forward roll in a stationary area where they need to stay in that specific spot the entire time, we allow them to roam around and we come to them. So if they have something else in mind too, we will also lean into whatever they need that day. We have a lot of kids that are into like base jumping as well as climbing. So we'll create different stations or circuits that adapt to whatever they need within that day. So curriculum could be something and it turns up being totally different depending on how their days are going.
And you offer these types of classes on Sundays, is that when
Sundays at 12:15, and it's from ages 3 to 7.
And do you have a trial class or anything like that as well?
For those classes in particular, it is a free intro.
Okay.
Parents are required to go in there with them just to support if there are any specific needs or any specific ways that will help them learn better in that environment. Having more of a hands-on hand approach with parents allows us to teach their kids better.
So how can somebody sign up or enroll for this Sunday class?
You would want to give us a call. It is something that you would have to enroll over the phone for.
But there is a free trial.
But there is a free trial. The membership for that class is also discounted heavily, keeping in mind that parents with neurodiverse kids generally have a lot of other expenses to take care of. So we
Right.
try to modify the pricing to accommodate their financial situations.
So this is our bugs class. It starts at 4 months of age and goes to about 10 months, or if they start crawling, we will move them into the big gym. And then this class, it's a lot of socialization because these littles have not necessarily been around a lot of people before, but also getting them to do rotations like forward rolls, backward rolls, sideways. We're really trying to build their vestibular system, which helps their inner ear, and then eventually help with balance and coordination. And then we activate their muscles. So we'll do shoulder exercises, leg exercises, all of those fun things.
Do you use music as well?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
So we will listen to a song and it will give us a motor skill to perform, and then we perform those motor skills.
Is it mostly on a Saturday morning, or do you have
Yes.
weekday too, or
So
how does that work?
Right now we have one class at Saturday at 8:30.
At 8:30.
And it coincides at the same time as our birds class. In
And
the
a
big
parent
gym.
usually just brings them in
Yes.
and
Or grandma and grandpa.
little 4-month-olds
Yeah.
too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't think there's anything like that around here.
No,
besides
I don't think
here.
so.
Yeah. That's a great option for parents on Saturday. You know they're up with those babies at that time. So.
Yes. Yeah. Give them something to do.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, this is super cute.
It's very cute. It's one of my favorite classes to teach. They're very cute. And again, having a 4-month-old come in who is a little socially anxious, and when they leave this class,
They're
to
probably
move
just
into the next
wide-eyed.
class, absolutely. They will do skills that even our 12-month, 13-month-old students won't do because they've been in the program for so long.
Have you
So-
seen some just stay here that long?
Yes,
throughout
absolutely.
all of your programs?
Yes. So we
That's
have
interesting.
several current students who started out in this program who are now 4 or 5 years old.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Right after COVID, right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. And then as far as, joining, do you do trial classes or anything like that?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have no commitment trial classes. They get to come in, try out one class, see if they like it, and then hopefully enroll afterwards.
And different membership options depending on age group and how
Yes.
often, or?
Yes. So we have our regular membership, and then if that is for one guaranteed class a week, something that our program offers that not many do is we have unlimited drop-ins. So you get your one regular class, but if you wanted to come to another class on a different day, just call us ahead of time to make sure there's space. And if there is, you can come to any class within your child's age range at no additional cost.
That's really helpful, just in case it's last minute, right?
Yeah,
Just give you a
absolutely.
call and
Yeah.
fit it in.
Mm-hmm.
Where can we find you guys?
Online at thelittlegym.com, and then search for the Brentwood location.
All right. And then also on social media?
Yes, we are on Instagram, also the Little Gym of Brentwood. You can find us there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tracy Nelson, and I'll see you next time on another episode of The Best of Living in East County.